Okay, your big project for this week, can you believe it's week 9, by the way, is getting the iSearch paper done. And this paper is critical now. You've done the annotated bib, so you've got your research organized. I want you to get 2 more sources so that you have a total of 10 sources, all right? And to be perfectly honest, you don't have to worry too much about where they come from as long as they're academic. They need to be academic resources. They can't be newspaper articles, which means I kind of really don't like LexisNexis very much, and they can't just be generic web pages. So you have to be searching through the Helm Key library, okay? If you still have any questions or problems, you have to get a hold of the librarian, Sue Skekloff, who has the librarian feature. And then basically simply go through your annotated bib, look at your sources, look at your material, and kind of write a narrative, about a 1-page narrative about each source that you think you're going to use. You can talk about what you think you learned from that, how you think you might use it in the paper. It'd be really good if you'd put some direct quotes into this narrative, because then you can use those direct quotes in your research paper. Okay, this is in lieu of note cards, doing it this way, doing it the iSearch paper way. You don't need note cards. Okay, so basically now you're writing a narrative about your source material, how you're going to use it, how you think you're going to use it, what you learned from it, all right, and then use some direct quotes from it to build it out, flesh it out, to actually illustrate it so the reader can actually see what you're going to be talking about when you actually put those direct quotes in your paper. Okay, these same direct quotes you put in here, you can put directly into your paper when it comes time to write your paper. So that's why I have the 2 very, very important lectures over here on the left. A lecture using direct quotes to build your essay, and lecture on how to avoid drop quotes. Those are critical lectures. You really need to understand how to do that correctly, and I'll be looking for that when I actually look at your iSearch paper. So I'm expecting about 12 pages of informal writing, okay? It needs to be correct writing, okay? You know, it needs to be proofread and looked at, that kind of thing. But I'm not looking necessarily that it be strictly academic. It won't hurt you, though, if it is. It won't hurt you if you cite it well, if you use the direct quotes well, because then that'll segue completely into your research paper. It's like your actual research paper will be a recompilation of this material. Yes, it is like doing some of the projects over, but each time you do them more thoroughly, and you learn more from the source material. Okay, so please go ahead and knuckle down. Please, once again, begin with the introduction that tells me what the paper is about. Then do your sources, source by source, and then write 2 pages at the end summarizing what your point of view is going to be in the paper, how you're going to approach it. And I think if you read through the instructions here on iSearch paper 3 and 4, read those carefully, I think it's all going to make sense for you, and you'll see how I'm going to assess this. So as usual, email me if you have questions. I'm on the road this week, which is a very difficult week for me. I've been at a funeral all week long, it feels like. And but go ahead. This is a long assignment. It takes quite a bit of reading and writing, or rather writing primarily, reading your sources, and that's why you see there's no discussions this week, and there are no other readings this week.